Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Sorry I'm in this weird position. I'm like on the floor in front of my bed just because it's getting kind of dark outside. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's getting kind of dark outside, so it's like not the best lighting in here. So I just got in this position to get the best lighting. So in today's video, if you guys just saw my last video, you would know that I am just starting my fat loss phase. I'm just starting a cut. So I officially started tracking my food and all that good stuff yesterday, and it's Wednesday, so I just started Tuesday. So I just wanted to make a little like informational, like a tutorial video type thing, just explaining you guys how to track your food, how to measure your food, how to read nutrition labels, all that good stuff. I'm gonna show you guys how I prepare dinner and track that in MyFitnessPal, which if you are tracking your food, that is by far my favorite app that I've ever used to like track my food and calculate how many calories, all that good stuff. MyFitnessPal. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's a super popular app. But if you are going to be tracking your food, use MyFitnessPal for sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through how I measure, track, all that stuff. So you guys, for those of you who don't know how, I just want to show you guys how you would do that, because I know it sounds something that can be pretty simple, and it is pretty simple once you know how to do it, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that have never tracked their food before, so I just wanted to put together a little video showing you guys how to do that. So I just got out of the shower, I just did my workout. I'm super tired, y'all. It kicked my ass today. And it was probably really kind of my fault because I didn't quite eat in enough time to have enough fuel for my workout. So that was not a good choice on my part, but yeah, it kicked my ass because of that. So I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead downstairs and we're gonna learn how to track some food. See you guys down there. Okay, all right, now we're about to get started. Right now I'm waiting on my broccoli to cook on the stove because that's part of what I'm having. I really love broccoli. I try to eat like a green veggie at every meal. So I know in my one video you guys saw me eat broccoli. I'm about to eat broccoli again, so don't judge me, but it's my favorite green veggie. So we're about to get started. Like I said, just waiting on my broccoli to cook. So I just want to go through some quick little tips before I go ahead and start demonstrating. So the first thing that, if you're tracking your food, what you're gonna want to have is a food scale. Because without a food scale, you're not gonna be able to accurately measure your food. Now, a lot of times, like on food packages, it does show you a serving size in terms of like maybe like a tablespoons or something like that. But the most accurate measurement is always going to be like in weight. So in grams, ounces, that good stuff. You're gonna want to measure your food in terms of grams, ounces, pounds, whatever. That's the most accurate measurement. So just for example, I'm having turkey burgers tonight, so I'm going to be using ketchup just for a quick example. So just for an example, on ketchup, it says that the serving size, I don't know if you can see it, I'm just going to read it off. The serving size is 1 tablespoon or 17 grams. Now with ketchup, it's honestly a little easier to measure in tablespoons, but if you want to get the most accurate measurement, you're going to want to use the 17 gram measurement for 1 serving. So that just means for every 1 tablespoon or more accurately every 17 grams of ketchup, you're going to be getting 20 calories. So that's why it's so important to measure your food. You can't just look at the back of a label and be like, well, if I eat some ketchup, then it's just going to be 20 calories. No, it's if you eat the serving size of 17 grams or 1 tablespoon of ketchup, you're going to be getting 20 calories. So you could just squirt away at your ketchup and you have no idea how much that is. In actuality, you thought it may have been 1 serving size, but it could have been 3 serving sizes. So it just adds up quick. So just remember, make sure that you're looking at how much a serving size is and then basing that off of the calories per serving. So there's that. So like I said, make sure you have a food scale so that you can weigh your food in grams. And when you're tracking your food, now with ketchup, It's not so important as far as condiments, although condiments do add up, especially if you're someone who likes to have a lot of condiments. But condiments can be negligible sometimes, but if you're new to this, so someone like me, I could probably get away with not tracking my ketchup. But if you are new to this, track every single thing you put in your mouth, including condiments, including ketchup, including thought my broccoli was boiling over, but track everything. So yeah. So I'm kind of gonna wait for my broccoli to cook a little more, just because, like I said, I'm having turkey burgers, and the turkey burgers cook pretty quickly on the stove. So we're gonna wait for the broccoli to cook a little longer. Using the Jennie-O ground turkey, and on the back, oh, I don't want this to fall out. It's gonna show me my nutrition label. I'm gonna show this to you guys again. So we have, for a serving size, it's 4 ounces or 112 grams. And for one serving size, which is 4 ounces and 112 grams, it's gonna be 170 calories. So typically you're gonna wanna measure your meat raw. So I'm gonna measure my meat raw, and my hands are clean, I promise. I'm just gonna grab a handful of turkey, just like so. And then I'm going to measure it on my food scale. So I'm gonna turn my food scale on. Actually, let me take this. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I'm just gonna show you guys. I'm gonna switch the view of the camera so I can show you what my scale looks like. All right, so now I've patted out my nice sized turkey burger. I think that's gonna be big enough for one good nice sized turkey burger, which is what I'm gonna have. So now I'm gonna measure it. I'm gonna make sure that it's on 0. So now I'm just gonna put my turkey burger on there, and we have 152 grams. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my MyFitnessPal app, and I'm gonna plug in 152 grams for this Jennie-O ground turkey. And it's gonna do the calculations for me. Obviously, this is not a nice, even round number that's gonna make an even amount of servings, clearly. So it's gonna do the math for me, and that's why it's very important to have some type of app that will do the calculations for you, so you don't have to sit down and like use your calculator and figure out these weird calculations, because your servings are rarely ever going to be round. So yeah, there's how I measure my turkey burger. And then I'm going to go ahead and season it, and season the turkey burger, and then I'm going to go ahead and cook it. And then after the broccoli is done, I will measure out the broccoli and the condiments that I'm going to put on the turkey burger. All right, so turkey burger is nice and seasoned. All my seasonings that I put on there are 0 calories, so that's all good. I don't have to measure out any of those. And then I'm about to throw it on the stove. Broccoli's almost done, so after that's done, like I said, I'm gonna show you guys how to measure the broccoli. And then I'm gonna eat my turkey burger on some bread, some like regular lunch bread. I don't have buns, so I'm just gonna use some regular bread. Don't judge me, guys. So I'm gonna use just some regular bread. And then you don't really have to measure bread. It's pretty easy. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys that while we wait for everything to cook. So let me show you the bread, the serving size, the labels for the bread. So I have it really simple. You can also measure the slice of bread, but for this I'm not gonna do it. But if you really feel like you want to be super to the T, and again, maybe if you're someone who's newer to this, maybe you do want to have an exact measurement. But for 2 slices of bread, it's going to be 130 calories. So I'm just going to plug in my MyFitnessPal, Sara Lee, honey wheat. And the cool thing about MyFitnessPal is you can literally plug in almost any food and you're going to find it there. So I'm just going to plug in Sara Lee. It'll give me the option to plug in what serving size, how much I used, and it's gonna make the calculations for my calories for me. So the bread's gonna be pretty simple. All right, and after we measured out that broccoli, that's about how much broccoli I want. I want a nice amount tonight. So we're working with 226 grams. It was 227 a second ago, but sometimes it changes. So you're working with 226 grams of broccoli, and that was pretty simple. And then I'm just gonna plug into my MyFitnessPal like everything else, and it's gonna calculate how many calories it was for me. Now as for the broccoli, I don't have because I go shopping at Sam's, so I buy it in bulk, so I don't have the package anymore, but I do have it saved in MyFitnessPal. So I know exactly what I'm gonna go to for my entry. I'm just gonna click on it, enter in 226 grams, and it's gonna calculate my calories for me, so it's really simple. All right, guys, and lastly, I'm gonna measure out the condiments. I don't know if I'm gonna show you guys, like, I don't know if I really need to. I've shown you how to measure 2 things already, so it's pretty simple. Condiments are pretty simple. I'm just gonna read the package. So I'm gonna do barbecue sauce, ketchup, of course, like I said, and then I'm gonna add some cheese. So I'm just gonna go through the nutrition labels and kind of show you guys what I'm gonna be measuring. I'm not gonna actually do it just for, you know, the sake of time. So I don't want this video to go too long. So for the cheese, we have, it is 28 grams is 1 serving for 110 calories. I don't ever tend to use the full 28. That 28 grams of cheese is more than it sounds. So I usually end up using it's usually like a quarter of a serving for my cheese, but I'm gonna measure it out and then again plug it into MyFitnessPal, and it's gonna calculate the calories for me. Same thing with the barbecue sauce. For the barbecue sauce, it is 37 grams for 1 serving size, and that's 70 calories. Same thing for the barbecue sauce. I never usually end up using anywhere near the 70 calorie 1 serving size. Usually I just use like a half of a serving, or sometimes it's even a quarter of serving. So I typically use like a quarter to a half a serving of barbecue sauce. Usually I end up using, it's usually a half a serving of ketchup. And then, like I said, usually it's like a quarter serving of cheese. So the condiments do add up, which is why I am going to track these. Again, if you are someone who is new, definitely track your condiments, just so you can get an idea, at least for, you know, temporarily, just so you can get an idea of how many calories you tend to ingest through your condiments. So yeah, I'm gonna finish up measuring these little condiments, and that's really gonna wrap it up. Like I said, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, especially once you get the hang of it. So don't be intimidated. It's not bad. Download MyFitnessPal, get you a food scale, learn how to read your food labels, and it's really simple. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up the portion of the food, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up and then eat, and then I'll be back to wrap up with you guys later. See you then. All right, guys, back upstairs, finished eating, and it was so yummy, and my belly is so full. I'm happy again. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Definitely, if you have any questions, for sure, drop them in the comments, and I can explain anything again, or I can even like record anything again if anything was unclear. I know I didn't record the condiments, and hopefully you guys, I kind of just got that you guys would like pick up on it from there, because it was really just the same process. Literally just measure, plug it into MyFitnessPal, and that's really it. It was just gonna get kind of repetitive. So like I said, just for the sake of time, I just wanted to go ahead and cut it short, so I did not measure the condiments on camera. So yeah, I think what I might show you guys is like my skincare routine. I really don't have one, but I don't have much else going on for the night, so I just thought I would show you guys my little skincare routine. I've been getting a lot of compliments on my skin lately, and you guys are making me feel so happy. When I was younger, like when I was like middle school, and then most of high school, I actually had really bad acne. It was bad. I played sports, so that's probably what kind of made it a little worse than it already was. Like I sweated a lot. I ran track and played basketball, and I was like active all year round. So I was constantly sweating all day. Not all day, but like every day at practice and stuff. So my acne was just like really bad. I literally like wouldn't get in pictures because it was so bad. So yeah, I've had skin issues for a lot of my life. Like I said, once I hit puberty and then on through middle school and some of even college. So what really changed for me was when I went to the dermatologist. So I went to the dermatologist in like my sophomore, I think it was between my freshman and sophomore year of college, because I think at that point I was still struggling with acne. Clearly that's why I went to the dermatologist. But I was still struggling with acne a little bit during that time, so I went to the dermatologist, and she ended up giving me an antibacterial, so an antibiotic. So she gave me like antibiotic pills, and ever since then it like really cleared up my acne. So if you guys have like cystic acne, that technically is like a bacterial infection. So the only way that you can really get rid of a bacterial infection is like by taking antibiotics. So if you have like full-blown acne, I would suggest going to the dermatologist, seeing what they say. If you can clear it up through natural remedies and stuff, that's cool. But sometimes, like in my situation, it took me having to take like medication for my skin to finally clear up. So ever since I took those pills, my skin has been decent. I still get like breakouts every now and then. It's typically around when I get my period. So that's how I know my period is coming, is if I start breaking out a little bit. But even here, I'm about to start my period soon, so I'll have my little pimple here. But I just get like little pimples here and there when my period's about to start. But other than that, my skin acts pretty good. I have a little bit of discoloration, a little bit of spots from my acne days. I have some scars that aren't too terrible and are like fading as I get older. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with my skin. So yeah, I'm just gonna share you guys what I do. It's very simple. It's not anything fancy, and it's not anything that I necessarily recommend, because it's kind of like food and like losing weight and getting fit. You gotta do what's best for you at the end of the day. So I'm gonna show you my super simple and basic skin routine, and then we're gonna wrap up the video. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I do is I just wash my face with my bar of African black soap. It's just this little bar here. I've been using African black soap for years now, off and on. Like when I was a kid, we used to use it at my house sometimes. So that's really like, I've been knowing about African black soap for a while now, but I just recently, within the past few years, started using it regularly again. And it's like really good for my skin. I have pretty sensitive skin, but it works pretty well. Now I will say, don't get this in your eyes because it really does burn. So don't get it in your eyes. But other than that, it's been pretty good about cleansing my skin. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and wash my face. Yeah, I guess I'll show it to you. I just do it the normal way. I just wet my face, get the bar sudsy, and then just scrub from there. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. All right, and then I get my face dry. And then next, I use these little like anti-blemish pads by Nox. I really never knew how to say this. I don't know if it's Noxzema or Noxzema, but my fiance really uses these a lot and he buys them, so I just started using them because I like it. So I just grab these. And there's like salicylic acid in there, which I think people like, I don't know. Apparently that's bad for you now, I don't know. But like I said, this is what works for me, so this is what I do. So I just take the pad and so wipe away my face, a little bit under my neck, and it kind of just gets rid of like the excess dirt that the black soap really didn't get. I need to do this number. Wipe my face down. And then I let this dry. And then last, I just finished off with some face lotion, some basic, it's like Cetaphil, but it's just the Walmart brand. Some of that. And then rub it in. And that's about it, y'all. My routine, 2 minutes. And that's what I do twice a day. I usually typically end up washing my face with the black soap 3 times a day. So once when I wake up, once after, or during my shower after my workout, and then once at night. So it's usually like 2 to 3 times a day. Sometimes I'm a little lazy and I don't always wash my face before I go to bed. I know that's a no-no, but sometimes I'll just be tired and I just be falling asleep, and then I wake up and it's morning time and I didn't wash my face. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's what I do. And my skincare routine's really basic, really simple. So yeah, nothing special. Hope you guys learned something. If you didn't, that's what I do. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up from here. Let me know what you guys do for your skincare routine. So drop that in the comments, and maybe I can learn some new products if I ever want to try something else, if this ever stops working for me, which it works for the moment. It's cheap and simple and easy, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But yeah, let's just start a conversation about skincare in the comments. So drop what you're doing as far as skincare in the comments and we can talk about it. All right guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna lay down, chill out. It's like 9:30, so I will see you guys on the next video.